Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Steve with Black Fly. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. We're going to tap a blowtorch. Let's do it. So we are starting out with a, where are you at, camera? Hennick 450BL, size 14 barbless. Awesome hook. I like the 450s better than I do the 400s only because they have a wider gap. I gotta show you guys something. Hey, at least he's happy, right? So you guys just want to listen to this and watch this go round and round and round and round. So we got a 3.2 slotted tungsten in the gold. And for our thread, we've got Superfly in flat 6/0. And we are using the red. I prefer to use an 8/0, but I don't have any more UTC 8/0. This fled threatens out pretty nice. And I'm not gonna worry about seating that bead, because by the time we're done, the bead will be seated high on the hook like that, so it'll invert this fly. So I'm just gonna uncord my thread a little bit, just kind of flatten it out so we get nice flat touching wraps. Okay, so here's a little hack. Can you guys tell which one is the Glow Bright? So one is Glow Bright and one is UTC 210 denier thread. Can you tell which is which? So if you guessed green as the Glow Bright, you're right. But I found that if you use UTC, the Ultra Thread, and a 210 denier, it's very, very close to the same diameter and as the floss. So the first material we're going to tie in is a piece of this UTC 210 denier in the fluorescent fire orange. Okay, so what I've did is I've got one strand here that I folded and then folded back again, so that I end up with 3 strands, like so, and I'm going to trim them so that they're even. Sorry, it's not focusing. We're going to tie in our UTC 210 in the orange, and we're going to tie this in as our tag material. To gauge it, put your scissors against the back of the shank and cut it. You'll see that just fluffs out. Very, very similar to the Glow Bright. Okay, so the next material we're going to tie in is some red UTC wire in that extra small. Okay, so I'm going to bring my thread forward without building up much bulk, and I'm going to place this wire just inside that hole of that bead, and we're going to come back, keeping the profile nice and thin. Okay, so the next material we're gonna put in, we're gonna add some eye stub in this olive brown. And you want to make sure that you get, you know, a nice huge glop. Like, you just want to just drown the fly in it. Just kidding. You want to take just a little tiny pinch, moisten your fingers, and just spin up a real fine noodle here. A pretty fine noodle there. I'm just going to work my thread back to the tail, and I'm just going to start wrapping it forward Just good, tight, touching wraps, keeping it as thin as I possibly can. Just add a little bit more. I'm just going to bring this up to just behind the bead. Just kind of pull off the excess here. Okay, so next we're going to counter wrap our red wire. Red and green in the fly tying world is considered royal. And we'll just capture our wire, pull it back, get 2 wraps in front. Okay, so next I've got some Trout Hunter Premium CDC in cream. And I'm just going to take 1 feather here. I'm going to spin my thread counterclockwise just to flatten that thread out. Oops, sorry guys, I was out of frame. So what I did is I spun my thread counterclockwise, which flattens out the thread, and then I used my bodkin to split the thread. I'm just going to use my finger and just kind of hold that. Take my CDC feather. And I'm just going to insert that. And I'm just going to cut right along that stem. Pull the rest of that out of there. I'm going to cord my thread back up, spin it clockwise. Let's get it corded up. I should have moved it closer to the head, but now we're just going to take them. We're just going to give this a couple wraps, and then as you wrap it, just preen those CDC fibers back. I'll just preen those back and. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push all these fibers back. Don't want them to protrude past that tail. So just come in here and just pinch the long ones. Okay, so next we're going to take some of this pink UV ice tub. Just a couple fibers, and we're just going to spin up another little dubbing noodle. And we're going to wrap this pink in. Now we're going to come in front of that pink. Take our whip finish tool. And give this a few turns, keeping it tight to the bead. Water-based head cement onto that bead and the dubbing. And there you have it, guys. That is Olsen's improved Blowtorch orange tag. I like to tie this in a green tag too. Very similar to Egan's red dart. So I tied the first fly is tied with the light olive brown ice dub, and these two are tied with the peacock ice dub. And I do like the darker because the red wire contrasts better with the bug.